Hey guys, welcome back. This is Clayton53Dan back here again with another What If. This What If is what if Deku is the only male with a quirk, part 2 of the redo. Now, with this, um, I was looking through what ships you guys wanted. They seem reasonable. One of them was Momo, there's a lot of Suyus, and I'm like, alright, so take the ones that are on there and go ahead and take a wheel and spin it. Spun it a couple times, 3 out of 4. Whoever had the highest amount of spins got it, and we have Momo now. And I kept on thinking about it. Maybe if I just do a harem that makes everybody happy, but I'm like, eh. I actually never did like a Deku X Momo, like just complete, just Momo. Now, I was thinking of doing something else, but that would be. Well, it'd be an interesting one. But I like how I like it right now. So, I guess I could do it. No, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and where we last left off. Now, in this, Deku has finally taken rest in the woods. Finally taken in what has happened over the years. He has been in this mortal realm. This mortal realm. My bad. As he's taking a nap, and it's been over 18 hours since he's been sleeping until he's woken up by a howl. As whenever he has opened his eyes, he's just in his normal human form. He has his tail, he has his claws, but he hears a howl as he sees wolves around him, all looking at him with killer intent. Like he should be easy to kill. And at first look, he wants to go into defensive, but in which he is, but he sees that they're starving. They are hungry for more. They want something to eat in this. So, because right now he's in a bad situation to talk with them, which he can, he goes ahead and transforms into the Indominus and roars back, scaring the wolves. But while the one of them's running away, he bites it or kind of grabs it by the tail with his mouth and hangs it up as the rest of them leave. As the one's trying to get away, and the only thing he can hear from the wolf is help, help. But no one's helping him as Deku uses his hands and grabs the wolf. As the wolf knows it's probably the end of him, so he just kind of takes it, but the death never comes. The wolf opens up his eyes and sees the Indominus again, but it's not attacking. He's wondering, why is it not attacking? It should have killed me. It's a lot bigger predator than me. Why? As he sees the Indominus, or the big predator, change back as it speaks. So you're hungry, it seems. As in its mind, saying, yes, I am. So he's noticing it's the human they tried to kill, but he was the Indominus. As the voice comes into Deku that he is hungry, so what he does is he takes the wolf, or try to say his friend now, says, follow me and I will show you to where the food is. Saying sure. As he's leading him through the forest, through the upper levels, as he's reaching the more light levels where all the food, all the deer and stuff are, and stuff like that. As the wolf stops at almost nearing the most light level and sees all the animals, but he doesn't go any further. As Deku looks back, why aren't you moving? Why aren't you coming with? As the wolf says, no, I'll be killed out there. Deku asks, why? Why will you be killed? Because the hunters, the poachers. A long time ago, like my parents before me said, the front forest is where we never go. There will be creatures out there that will kill us without us even seeing them. As Deku comes out and brings the wolf with him out in there, as a gunshot is heard, because right now it's a season where people come to kill, as they shoot at the wolf, and the wolf hears the bang and knows that's the calling of death. But the only thing that comes out next is a loud ricochet, or like a non-penetrating, like just a bang, but a piece of, like, if you took a bullet and shot it at like a very hard concrete or like solid steel, that's what the sound was. As the wolf looks around and see what happened, and the poachers are wondering why it didn't kill the wolf and not save that boy. And yes, they are men that, got away from their wives and stuff, that are hiding out there and killing wolves because they're dumb and stupid, and it's the only day they can actually like leave their house and go do something that they want to do. So what happens next is that the men, and I guess women as well, being their wives, they're not technically away, but more of they have to hunt with their wives, so because they're kind of being forced to, even though they like it. And they look at the boy. They look at where they shot, and they see a tail, not the wolf's tail, but a bigger tail, a lot stronger tail. As they look at the boy and see that there is no boy anymore. It's just a dinosaur. As Deku knows where they are, so he runs over at them. As they see this large creature running at him, they go ahead and move on. They go ahead and run, get back in their cars, and leave. As Deku starts throwing trees down in front of where most people would come through, making a line where they were. As he tells the wolf to go, well, actually he wouldn't be able to know how to hunt that well, so yeah. As Deku looks at the other animals in there and starts ripping them apart. He goes for multiple deers and starts biting down on them. And he's gotten about 7 deer so far, and he stops. And he tells the wolf this: I can provide you with food. I can provide your pack with food and a way to hunt well. Just remember to keep the Just remember to keep the animals well. If you overhunt, they will die out and you will lose your own food. But if you let them flourish too much, then I guess that's fine-ish, but that will leave you starving more. So hunt in a way where you leave you leave a lot of them, but take some of them. So then you eat well for that day. And he nods as Deku drops the deer to him, as the wolf howls for his pack. As they hear him, and they all come rushing towards him, as they see the Indominus with them. And they're all like looking at him, why are you with that? Shouldn't you have been eaten by now? As he's talking back, he's trying to help us. Come on. As he kind of gestures to the food it's offering, as they're all like standing back, like, no, it's a trap or something. As one of the like younger pups that don't understand much like go over and walk to it and like start eating it a bit as Deku looks down at him and kind of just lay. He kind of looks down at him and opens up his mouth as like, oh, they're all thinking like, oh no, he's gonna eat the child. As he kind of just gives out like a loud yawn as he just starts getting down on the ground and just laying. As the little one's eating a bit, it gets full quick, and it starts to have like all that really good energy as it's just playing around, and it thinks, oh, it's like a cool mountain or whatever, and it starts playing with the Indominus. As Deku's just laying down and seeing this pup play and knowing how it feels to be a kid, and so he leaves the little cub alone. Or is it cub? Pup? I think it's pup. He just leaves the pup alone and lets it does its own thing as the pup, climbs on top of it, gets better view, and they just see that the Indominus is not moving. It's not caring. So they come over, they're like tapping on it. And Deku, kind of opens up his eyes and moves his head. As they're just like thinking like, oh, he annoyed it or whatever, he's gonna get angry, but he just doesn't. As the wolf uh, says, hey, maybe you should talk to him or something, like you did me, and try to say like, hey, the food's for you, like take it. So like they're talking to each other, and like they're like, the wolves are like looking at him like he doesn't talk to us, he doesn't understand us. As they hear another voice, as they look at Deku. I can talk to you. It's just that right now I'm just tired. So the pups are fine with me. Go ahead and eat up, and I'll protect you guys. As they do, and they start eating. As the next 10 months are filled with, I forgot what age Deku is. Holy cow. Alright. I'm gonna say 10 months pass. And after a little while, the wolves have gotten used to Deku, helping them and help them train how to hunt as he leaves to go to another side of the forest, which there are multiple light sides of the forest, not all being in like one area, but there is the one middle dark ground where almost no light shows. So Deku heads back there, but he goes east. So right now he was in west, so now he's heading east. As he's heading that way, he comes across I must say, I guess, a pride of mountain lions. And yes, this forest is near a mountain. Now, the mountain lions are made to thrive in this environment, but with the demolition and destruction of the mountain they had, there's no mountain there anymore that used to, grow. It's been cut down almost 500 feet, and it used to be, I'm gonna say 550 feet, but now it's only 50 feet high up in the air. Which, sure, it's like a mountain, but it's not the mountain they had. There's not many animals that are on there anymore. Maybe a goat here and there, but that's it. They don't know how to hunt in the forest. They've gotten used to the mountain forest. The mountain forest is the mountain forest that used to be there, but now it's not. So as Deku's going around, and he has switched back to his human form because it's better to go in that to surprise them. Well, not like them as in the mountain lions, like specifically them, but more like any predators that are trying to attack him. Which the mountain lions do like the wolves. They try to surround him and they try to attack him. This time, Deku takes a more likely approach. He swifts and dodges them. Because in his small form, he's more agility, but a lot of less armor. Unless he changes his skin to the scales, which then makes him more durable, but a lot less, I guess, athletic. But it only halvens it by 25%. But the increase in durability goes up by 50. So he's kind of bulletproof at that point, but not against like higher tier rounds like 50 cows and explosive 50s. But in his full dinosaur form, he can take a normal World War II AP shell straight to the face and be hurt a bit, but not much. Not really at all, but he's still hurt. So yeah, Deku kind of swifts and turns. My bad, I was just letting my dog out of my room because I keep it locked so then I can keep everything dark. So right now I have a lamp on just to keep me awake. Alright, back to what I was saying. Deku, kind of squeaks and nerves as the mountain lions are getting more tired and tired as one of them finally faints out of exhaustion as Deku puts his hands up, telling him to stop. As he walks over and feels up the mountain lioness's body and suggests that they're also hungry in this. So Deku looks for a spot near them and finds another good hunting ground where there's still tons of animals. And because the mountain wasn't near a light ground, it was near more like a higher ground where barely any animals are, he took up there and like the wolves taught him how to hunt and gave him food. But he did show his true form, but that was because some bears were there. I guess I could tell the story a bit. So while Deku was training the more adult ones to, kind of attack and like in his human form, some bears came up and were scaring the mountain lions. So Deku, talked to them. So, you're trying to scare off my new friends here. Like, yeah, we're the one that's hunting here. Why don't you guys leave and head back to your mountain, whatever. And what are you going to do, human? You have no gun or modern invention. So what are you going to do? And it's like, they're all like getting around him and like trying to, roar and stuff, trying to get away from, like they're trying to make him get away. This Deku's like, so you're really trying to, scare me and trying to make me feel like I'm the lone one here. As Deku transforms into the Indominus. Now let's see who's the real scaredy cat here. As the mountain lions in horror watch Deku as the Doomslayer would say, rip and tear until they're all dead. As whenever they open their eyes again, the females open their eyes again, they see the bears dead. And an ancient beast in the middle of it as it looks at them as it transforms back into the person they know. As the leader of their, pride walks over to it. So you're that ancient being, that ancient animal? Saying yes. As my quirk says, I have a dinosaur quirk or an animal quirk. I named it the Indominus Rex. I can talk with most dinosaurs and with a lot of animals as well that are connected to them. In this, I am saying that, like, the genes split off. The raptor's gene split off into two different categories. The sneakiness being into the wolves, as the rest of it went into chickens. Or whatever. I don't care. They're just dinos. I like dinos. I like dinos a bit. They're not as much as other things. Take World War II for an example. I mean, Yes, it is a Momo what if, so yeah, this will have Momo is the ship. If I haven't said that already. What were some other things? Yeah, I don't care about that. I mean, I do, but so yeah, back to what I was saying. Deku uh transforms back into the ancient beast they are thinking, but the Indominus Rex, as he lays down and takes a little break. As the rest of them are eating, the cubs of these mountain lioness climb over Deku because of some of the rocky kind of spikes on his back. As you kind of see like some of the rock kind of spines or whatever. They're like all climbing, like the cubs are climbing that as like they're thinking, oh, this might make him angry, but it's not. He kind of just tells them, it's fine, just let them be. They're kids, they don't know much, so just let them have their fun. As they're saying thank you, and hopefully we can be good someday. As another 6 months later, or I'm gonna say, yeah, another 6 months later he leaves, and he heads back to the middle of the forest, and he has his own hunting ground. He hunts the north and south. So for the next, and I'm saying he's 11 at this time. If he's not, then I forgot. So I don't remember. So I'm gonna say for the next 4 years, he is just hunting. He goes back to the east and west sides to check on their progress and seeing that they have hunted more. They have thrived in their new hunting environment, and he had to deal with poachers coming back out. And because of him being there now, they all hear of the person in the dino in the dinosaur in the woods, or the person that has a dinosaur quirk in the woods. As now they hear, well, they more hear the dinosaur in the woods, and after a little while, someone that tried to poach it saw it change back into a human as it left back into the forest. As they called the cops, which then called the heroes, saying that there is a kid in the woods that has a very powerful quirk. As they're asking, okay, who is it? Well, I don't know who he is, but he's a boy. As like they're all looking at each other, like all my Endeavor, Mirko Hawks, and stuff like that. So he's a boy that has a quirk. He must be that one that we haven't been seeing in almost 4 years. As on my hand with the phone. All right, let's go get him. Let's go and bring him back. Like, let's go capture him and investigate him or whatever. As in this time, Deku has gotten accustomed to both of them. So he's now thinking maybe they should both meet. So a week later, he calls for both the alpha of the wolf pack and the, what is it? I guess the alpha of the pride as well, to come forth in the middle of the woods, as they both do, and they both see each other as Deku, as they all get like a fighting stance against each other, as Deku walks through the woods in his, Indominus form. As that happens, he looks at both of them and tells them to sit down, to, stand down. And he starts telling the story about both each other and what he's done for both of them. As they both agree, they would have an alliance with each other, just like Great Britain and the US, or US and Canada, because Canada. But I think it's more like Great Britain and the US, so yeah. Well, no, it's actually more of the, I guess, French, and it's like the, what is it, the European Union, or, yeah, that, UA or whatever, or the European Union, technically. whatever it's called, the federal. I forgot what the name was now. It's like all of them just coming together, but there's America watching over this, making sure they're all good friends and stuff ish. But like everything, it works out. It's not like Great Britain. But yeah, Deku goes ahead and tells everything that has happened so far. Next, I want to say 4 weeks before the UA entrance exam. Now will Deku become a hero? Kinda. Well, he's more of the hero that kills. He's a dinosaur, so saying I'll help you with giant teeth and killer intent always, and because of his size, and even though he can change back to human form, he has a giant appetite. So this man will eat over a kind of, I guess, a ton of food. So almost 500 pounds of food or over. The minimum is like 500 pounds, but it can go over. And his favorite type of foods are meat, so yeah, of course. Deku does. Yeah, 4 weeks before the entrance exam, Deku goes to the north side of the, I guess, forest. And he's walking around in his normal uniform, and because they've gotten accustomed to, him being a normal uniform, and knowing that both the north and the south are his, but they can share it if need be. Being that either they don't have big enough animals there, or else the animals move to another side of the forest, which sometimes that happens, but not often. So what Deku does is he hunts down a deer and kind of cooks it. That night he makes a fire and just cooks it over, and he starts eating about almost. He's eating this entire deer. As a crack goes off in the woods, as he stops eating and puts it down, as he smells around and looks around. And as he's finding heat signature here, 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 and here, knowing that it's not wolves, it's people. And as he smells the air, he doesn't smell firearms, so he knows they're unarmed. But what he does smell is, of course, the smell of a kind of perfume here, kind of this there, and this that there. As Deku realizes what the body shapes are, and he sees one body shape that really throws him off. As he sees, kind of Almond's kind of body shape. Miss my body shape, I guess. As he also sees the flames of Endeavor, which are like very hot. Somehow he's hiding them, but he is somehow. As Deku gets up, and as they see him get up, looking, what is he doing? As he puts out the fire. As it now goes dark, as they start moving in a bit more, but they see their target run. As everyone is now just rushing at him. There are smashes being thrown everywhere, flames going every which way, trying to hit Deku. Hawks trying to pierce him with her feathers, as Mirko's trying to, kick Deku over, but it's not doing much. Because by this time, Deku has gotten so used to his weight that it's kind of you can't really feel it anymore. And yes, that is kind of the downside of his kind of form thing. He has the weight of the Indominus. Because it's bigger than the T-Rex. I'm guessing it's a lot heavier. Oh. Hello? My bad. And I'm gonna say, because the T-Rex or the Indominus is a lot bigger than the T-Rex, it's gonna be a lot heavier. So with that, Deku goes ahead and stomps his feet on the ground, shaking the ground around him. By this time, he weighs like over, if I'm guessing, like, I don't know how much the T-Rex weighed. So it has to be over 500 pounds. I'm going to say the Indominus weighs 16 tons. Which is, I think, about the same weight of like a couple of A1 Abrams tanks, or maybe like the weight of a ship, which is already pretty big. No, it wouldn't be that high. I think I would say maybe about 1 to 200 tons. No, 16 tons, because that one actually seems reasonable. Here, I'll look up how much the T-Rex weighs and kind of, add a bit more. Alright guys, my bad, I accidentally stopped like the entire video, and now this is kind of like a part 2, part 1 thing, or whatever. I don't care, but, so I looked up how much it weighed. Yeah, I'm underestimating what I think it is. So if 2,000 pounds is that, blah, 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 15, basically the T-Rex max weight is like 15,550 pounds. So I'm going to say the Indominus weighs, I'm going to say 25 to 27, 27,000 pounds. So yeah, he weighs that much. So he's not being affected by what Mirko's doing. So he starts to think, what if I get hit by one of Miss Hawks's feathers? As he kind of hardens his skin just a bit, as he lets one of the feathers hit him, but it just kind of, hits him, but kind of breaks then, because it didn't really penetrate him at all. He just hit and then broke. As Hawks finally knows that, okay, he's like, guys, my feathers won't do anything to him. As Mirko's trying to still hit him, it's like, hey, my kicks aren't doing nothing either. As Endeavor chose, let me use my flames. As the flames hit him, and it's getting really hot now, saying, all right, this is like a bit bad. As he moves, as Endeavor looks at it, like it's not on fire. Looks like it hasn't done anything, not leaving a scratch. As it's All Might's turn, as they help All Might, get up to the person, as Deku finally says, screw it. As Deku, kind of goes to a heaving stop, as now they're all just attacking him, one after the other, and All Might's sitting there, and he's looking for an opening, as the opening never comes, but she thinks, alright, I need to make this opening. As she swings the punch, Deku realizes what she's about to do. As he backs off and the punch hits the ground. As this happens, Miss All Might goes, damn it, can't believe I missed. As she looks up again, but realizes that death is now staring her straight in the face. As Deku is just transformed into the Indominus. As this happens, Deku opens up his mouth and roars, and then clamps down onto her. Not crushing her, but more like picking like a cat or like a dog or a cat would pick them up, but it's basically half and half, like half of her body's on the outside, half of her body's on the inside of his mouth. As he kind of, just moves his head to the right and just flings her off by letting her go. As that happens, he kind of just roars at the rest of them and starts going on a rampage. Kind of, just trying to bite them, and they're like all missing and stuff, and they're still trying to hold him back. As All Might finally gets there and gets in a clean hit on the head, as it makes Deku lose his balance a bit, but he re-gets it after a little while and then starts the fight again. And they want All Might to get one more clean shot, which will probably knock him out. As they get that chance, as then All Might says, you're done, evildoer, as gets a clean hit right on his noggin. as Deku goes down, he transforms back into his like normal human form with the tail and kind of the clawish. Now, the only reason I'm going to say this is because I think it would look adorable. But Deku would also, because of, like working with both the mountain lions and the kind of wolves, you would gain like a little feature from each one. The mountain lions being their more heightened sense at night and seeing in the dark. And the wolves being, wolf ears, because wolf ears. No reason. So yeah, because of that, Deku will have, like little wolf ears. The Indominus with wolf ears. Damn, that actually looked nice. So yeah, they take Deku back to UA. As the next time Deku wakes up, he's in the middle of a room. He's chained up with quirk canceling chains. It's the only thing on the mic from Nezu and the heroes. What happened to you, and who are you? Because they don't know who he is, because they kind of had to, Midoriya tried to, take Deku out of the papers and stuff, but it couldn't get past the government, and the heroes couldn't find it, so, yeah. So, that's the end of that. I know on this it doesn't look like I did somewhat long, but I will combine the two videos together and make it look like it's longer. Like, subscribe, tell me. I will be doing an aircraft Deku What If, which has been long awaited, and I cannot wait to do it because number one, it's an AC 130 and a B-52 bomber. The reason I'm choosing those two are because it's the AC and it's the B-52 bomber, and that's kind of it. Big bombs and Angel of Death, technically. Or I can change the AC for an A-10 Warthog, which would actually be really good. Either way, they're both good. Yeah, I think I'm going to change the AC for the A-10 Warthog. So yeah, I will be doing that. B-52 and A-10 Warthog, because A-10 Warthog. I'm not doing both of them because I just want two aircraft to deal with. Because I'm going to have to memorize what weapons they have and what they kind of do. So yeah, Deku, tell me if you guys like this. You guys want me to do like a part 3 as well, or do you guys want me to like stop here, never come back to this and like redo it again? It make it like a lot better if I can. Which I will like look through a lot of like what ifs and get inspiration and take it from each little what if. So yeah, that's it, and bye.